Anu, kenapa saya jadi speaker ni?
Betul speaker.
You need to leave that.
Apa sih ni?
Alah.
Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. Welcome to our fourth session for today. We are pleased to have all of you to here today. Thank you for being with us because as you can see, we have two distinguished guests with us. They are Muhammad Izzat Azri, Research Assistant at FSKTM University Malaya, and Liyana Aqilah, a Multimedia Designer from My Way Technology Sdn Bhd. They are recent graduates of Bachelor of Information Technology in Multimedia and had secured a place in their career. We are so glad that we could have them here today. So, without further ado, let's proceed with our first forum session for today. Are you both ready?
Yes,
Okay.
we are.
So, let's start with Liyana Aqilah. She has something to be shared with us.
So, hello, good afternoon, everybody. So, for today, I hope you're all doing fine. So, let's see. Wait, Yeah. So, can you all see it?
Yeah. No,
No, not yet. Okay, wait.
not yet. Yeah.
It can be seen, right?
Yep.
Yes, it's
Okay.
loading now.
So so basically what I'm doing right now is as a multimedia designer, I will tell a little bit of my history on how I got in this multimedia way. So basically it's starting around 2007. Look at that logo. That is the Windows Movie Maker, which I believe all of you guys have used this before. So when in 2007, I believe I was 12 years old at the time. So me, a child, going to the internet for the first time, and then I saw that logo, the Movie Maker. Then I downloaded it and tried to play with this. And another thing that I also stumbled upon a website that all of you guys know, which is YouTube basically, right? So the first thing that I watch is actually a Pokemon. So that's why there's a Pokemon logo over there, which is a sprite art actually. So I see a Let's Play actually from that YouTube channel, and since that I said that I want to become like that person, playing games while edit some video, right? So I open up the Movie Maker and I tried to learn it. It is for the first time, it is really hard. It is a really hard process afterward. And then I noticed that they're using sort of like an image also. I was like, what should I use? What should I use to edit the picture? I know how to edit a video, but I don't know how to edit a picture. And then I Google it. But a lot of that time they are talking about Photoshop a lot. And I was like, okay, I'm going to use Photoshop. But at that time it was expensive. I was like 13. So of course it's going to be expensive. I was like, are there any alternative method to use it? And then I stumbled GIMP, which is a free open source. So from there on, I learned how to edit photo and I learned how to edit video using both of these. So basically these two software is where I started. When I started now, I'm currently doing the multimedia design right now. So basically what is that? I learned that whatever it is, what knowledge you have, you can do a lot of animation and all, but you need to remember one thing, basic, which is your fundamental, which is the multimedia fundamental, which we have 5 of it. So yeah, basically what I do for everyday living, if you're asking what is this person doing, so basically this is a repeat process, but of course there will be something. And every morning I wake up and I eat and then I go to work. What happened during the working is that me and three of my teammates, we sit and discuss on what to design. For example, maybe for today, our boss said we need to design something like for example, the 11/11 promotion, right? So we sit down of the three of us and then we discuss what to do, what to put, what to use, what font to use, and that's so on. So, but here's the funny part. Sometimes when we are stressed out, because my company is actually, fun fact, it's a karaoke company, right? So, for instance, if we kind of lose, we don't know what to do, we just go down and karaoke. After we karaoke a lot, and then we go back and we design again. So that so that's basically how we release our stress, because there will be at least a day you sit there, you sit in front of your computer and be like, I don't have any idea what to do. So me and my gang, me and the boys, a lot of me and the boys goes down, and then we sing our heart, and then we continue work. Then I will go back around 6:30 around that time. So when I reach home, I go and have my bath and my pray and all. Around 9, I will start playing games. I know it's kind of weird. Games. Why games? You can do a lot of stuff. You can maybe sit and relax. But why game? A lot of fun facts, a lot of multimedia elements are in game. If you guys notice that, you got some text, you got some visualize from the animation, you have some audio. So yeah, you are not just playing the game. You actually learn. And sometimes when you play, you will get the inspiration. So I play game to learn also, actually. For example, a new character, a new game, right? New character is involved. So we're like, oh, I can use that idea to create something for my graphic, for example, right? So yeah, I play games and I also live stream, because sometimes when I live streaming, I also do a commission, because this is actually my part-time. I also do a commission. Some people request me to do like an emotes for that. So sometimes I'm also live stream to show to people how that process of editing or we call it drawing happen. So yeah, so that is basically my everyday life. And yeah, so if you're wondering what I do, so yeah, the first thing that sometimes that we do is image editing or image enhancement. So as you can see from your left, that is the image before the enhancement, and then the after the enhancement. And I also for my work, I also work as a photographer and a videographer, because there are times where we need to shoot a model of the product that we are selling, right? The equipment, or maybe one day there's an artist come. So I need to do that. So, and then another one that I do is copywriting. Copywriting is something that you guys have scrolled to Facebook and Twitter, right? There will be some people saying like a promotion, like, oh, you buy this thing. So it's the word, all of that word. Oh, come, jom belilah sekarang produk ini, something like that. So yeah, me and the gang, me and boys, we also need to think on how to create the right words to make sure that we get the audience to see the post. And another that I do is animation. Animation for me, I did just a little bit because I am not that good in animation. My friends do most of it, but for the editing part, for the video editing, that most of that job I will do actually. And then the last that we do is poster design. So basically, that is what I do for everyday work. So I know that a lot of students be like, what do I need to learn? What do I need to start off this journey, right? Because I know that there are some students who come in and just like, I try, but don't know what their need. So, but you can adjust this from your own preference. But this is basically what I need for my job. So first thing I need is a drawing tablet because I draw a specific character, right? But I'm not doing the animation, just doing the character. The camera is there is for mostly for shooting, photography and videography. But fun fact, the camera that we use is from the office, not mine, of course. So, but for a multimedia student, the one thing that I believe you will always need is a notebook. Why? Because that is where you write, you draw, you put everything inside your notebook. Not the MSI notebook. No, not that. This book. The book that you need to write. Oh. because if you don't remember, you can always refer back to your book. It's like, oh, okay, I did put that on my book. So yeah, your notebook is basically like your storyboard actually. So like you hear from the previous talk, right? Storyboard is important. Yes, storyboard is important. So that's why you put it on your notebook. And then another thing is that, of course, it's a laptop or a PC, depends, because we are working in a multimedia, which is mostly on digital, so we kind of need the laptop. So the software, if you're asking what's the software that I'm using, so that is all of this, the latest one that I'm using. I'm using Illustrator for vector image, which is basically for the specific character and all. Photoshop I use for enhance the image. So like you see just now, the picture that I edit it most on Photoshop and Lightroom. Lightroom is a little bit more on try to make it a little bit prettier, but Photoshop you can manipulate. Premiere and After Effects I use both for video editing. After Effects I use it for advanced animation, which you see like a sparkle thing and all. Premiere is for my basic editing. And I also use character design for the character animation. But like I say, I rarely use that much. And I also use Audition for audio, which is basically for fixing the audio problem. Sometimes because when we record stuff, there will be some problem and all. And for those for these two box over here, you see, keep that in mind for those who want to do the design. This will be your best friend forever. These two will be your best friend forever. The UI gradient is that you can open it and you can know what sort of gradient you want for your design. For example, let's say you want a box which like have a maybe like a reddish, yellowish something, but you don't know how to do it. You can always refer to that. And for cooler, this is, I believe, in UI UX, they also use this, I believe. It's for those who want to design something, but they don't have any idea what to design the color it. It's like, they be sitting, what color should I use? So you can use these two. This two website is free. You don't need to pay. So yeah, that is basically what I need for my basic life. So this is some of my example that I'm working currently. The first one is the Facebook cover. Wear your mask since we are currently in a COVID situation, right? So I need to promote that too. The second one is that you see, it's actually a video part. So this is if I don't know if you guys know Amber Chia. She's a singer, so she did One Day Come. So we need to do a video shoot over there. So yeah, this and the most right is actually our company's mascot. So I tweak it a little bit to make it holding stuff. This is for the menu at the place that I'm working. And this is the latest two, which is the Christmas celebration and the Deepavali celebration. So yeah, if you guys, for me, I believe that for those who want to go pursue in a design part, I highly recommend. I think it is a must for you to have a solid portfolio. So this way I put it as my portfolio, where you guys can see. Behind it is mostly on my image editing. My drawing, I also put my drawing over there, and I also put my current design that I do. For YouTube, which is a two-parter actually. For YouTube, I put some of my work, but also some of my, let's say, a casual video, so that people can sit and relax. And like I say, I also live stream it so that people can see what work I'm doing sometimes. So yeah, that's all for me with my cute chubby here over here. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Liyana, Aqilah.
Mhm.
So now, let's proceed to Izzat. We do have a few questions for Izzat. We know that you are both graduated from Bachelor IT, and this question is specifically for Izzat. You're both graduated from Bachelor of IT Multimedia.
Yeah.
What
Mhm.
makes you choose a research field as your current career path, which is totally different from the others?
Yeah.
We can see
Mhm.
majority of our alumni seniors are more into the industry itself. But what makes you choose research as one of your career paths?
Actually, it was not really unplanned, but at that time I was looking for a low commitment job because my parents going for Hajj, and then I need to take care of my brother, which is disabled. So I have to find a low commitment job so that I could support him, take care of him, and also do my job as well lah. And then from there, I started growing more and more into the research part. And as far because I also received encouragement from my friends as well. Um, they say I'm quite good in research. That's what they say lah. I'm not sure how much of this is true. So that's how I started in research, being a research assistant.
Can you share what is your current research project with
For
our
now,
juniors?
for with
Can you
okay, I
share
see.
with our juniors?
For now, I'm working as a assistant under Dr. Liyana, which is under information system
Department.
department. Yes. Um, the title was knowledge based information retrieval. Basically, what we are trying to do is collaborating with the chemistry faculty, chemistry ni. They have a huge library of natural products. So what the project wants to do is create a database to hold all of those informations on the natural products in one places. So basically it's like a make a place that consolidates all of the information on natural products so that other researchers at first it was supposed to be in UM only, but maybe planning to expand to other researchers from other facilities as well lah.
That's one of the great research interests, I believe.
Mhm.
And just for our juniors here, just to let you guys know that in data retrieval, we also in multimedia we do have a subject which is
Yes.
multimedia retrieval. And
Yeah.
multimedia retrieval is, I believe, in my experience itself, at first I thought that the subject is quite boring, but actually it's not. We learn how the data retrieve itself, and we learn how all those multimedia elements are retrieved. So I believe juniors definitely you should take that subject to learn how data retrieval is
Yeah.
going on.
Data retrieval for you guys, is it mandatory or is it
It's a
subject
compulsory subject at the
compulsory?
moment for the multimedia student, but I would encourage our juniors to take the subject because it's really interesting to know that.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you're not only dealing information retrieval. You're not only dealing with single dimension
Yeah,
like text. You're also dealing with images, videos, and all sort of things. That is how Google and other like Lazada,
search
Shopee,
engine.
yeah, how they track what interests you from retrieving what you have searched and then coming up with a recommender system that suits your liking.
Okay, thank you, Izzat. For Liana, I do have a
Yes.
question. As a multimedia designer, what do you think about your career in industry as compared to your studies?
Okay, for real, honest, it is what we said that actually in our study for my from our part, because a syllabus is a little bit different right now. I believe that what I'm working right now is actually just what I learned for my first year actually. So during the first year, which is multimedia system and multimedia application development, and interaction design for second year. So yeah, for me, it's just that part, but it's not that it's blocking what we call it. It's not that is the end of it. Sometimes you need to learn something new. So yeah, if the faculty already give what they can give, you need to study more. You need to adventure that more. So
Yeah.
that is basically what I do.
Yes, and I think that we as a student, all those lecturers are giving the fundamentals, and definitely we as a student need to explore more, need to dig
Yes.
more.
Yes, true.
Yep. And then for Izzat, we do have a question from our participant here. Do you share a part of pattern from this research project?
For right now, we haven't applied for patent yet. Yeah, I did share a patent, but the project has not been completed yet. It is still ongoing. Yeah. So for the patent, I have a bit of it, but as far as the royalties, I don't know yet. We have
So
to.
it's still a long journey, I would say, from research
Yeah,
in getting a patent, right?
yeah,
So
true.
another question to Miss Liyana. If I were, this is from Nakudin Supandi, a second year student. If I were to be a designer, should I freelance or work for a company?
Okay, for a student, you are currently as a student, right? I suggest you do the freelance because what I do when I was in my study years, I did a lot of freelance. You do a lot of freelance. It's not because of the money. You can target the money if you want, but it's more on the experience and for your portfolio. So that if you're a student, I suggest you do freelance first. After that, when you finish your study, you will have a solid portfolio.
Definitely.
Then you can start to apply to the company.
Yes. Yeah. And I believe that in our study year too, we are quite busy and we might neglect our portfolio as a student,
Yeah.
multimedia student. So like mentioned, what was mentioned by Liana, if you take any freelance job, definitely at the same time you learn about what you do in faculty. At the same time, you have a job that can make you collect a new portfolio that
Yes.
makes you ready for the industry later. So that's a great question too from our juniors. And another question from Liana, which from Aida Fariha Baharun, analyst programmer. How do you expand your exposure when you were doing freelance? Because for someone who started doing freelance, it's quite difficult in terms of gaining trust.
Okay, so how do I expand my exposure? I remember that when I was in study years, one of my friend, he showed me the website called Freelancer. From the Freelancer, I noticed that there is a lot of competition. It's a competition that if you are the winner, you will get the design. So that's how I get my exposure in freelance. For those, you can Google it freelancer.com, which is you can register and you can promote from there. If you guys wanted to do freelance, but you don't know where to start. So I recommend open that website to start off.
Great sharing for our juniors too. And then for Mr. Izzat,
Yeah.
as undergraduate, there might be a juniors anyone interested to research assistant or maybe a research field.
Mhm.
What is the route to be taken to be as a research assistant? What
Okay.
are the route, and then what are the how do I say fundamental of
Apply. Oh,
what do they need to be ready before they get into the research field?
I see. For research assistant, you just need to know how to read the research papers. There's a course, there's a subject, information library. I forgot the name. The one you learn in library where you search your research papers and all that. I forgot the subject name. It's basically it's just that.
Information literacy, I believe.
Yes, information literacy. Yeah, it's just that for research assistant, you have to learn how to where to find this reputable research
Resource.
materials. Yeah, resource, and then how they rank the research papers because sometimes some research papers are very low quality and it is not reputable for use in your research. So as for research assistant, that is basically it. And you need to befriend your lecturers because they will guide you along the way. And but if you are taking masters, it's a different thing. If you are taking masters, I would suggest you to think about it early, right? Because masters are a bit
Tougher?
yes, tougher compared to undergraduate
Yeah.
degree because there's no there's no one to help you so much. Even your sometimes your supervisors is also busy, so you have to be independent on it. That's why I say you have to be like if you want to take masters or further, be prepared right now with your topic. Do your own research first. See what the markets need. See what is happening right now in the world, and what things that you can improve because that is how you do for the studies. You have to come up with something that is novel and or improve upon a system or a design. Yeah, I would suggest to start early and ask your lecturers. Maybe they can. Some lecturers are very helpful. They help you along the process.
Mhm. Thank you to Izzat. We have a question here. I believe this question is directed to Liyana. How do you get past artist block?
Oh yes, the what we call that, the
Right, block.
lazy the lazy one. So do you remember when I said I play games? So yeah, that's how I passed it from playing games because there are a lot of people saying read, like be socialized and all, like. So for me, what I did is I play games. So that's how I passed my artist block.
Wow. Okay. Okay, another question to Miss Liana. May
Yeah.
I know what is the average working hours in a day as a freelancer? Because I noticed you are a streamer too. How do you balance both lifestyle?
Well, I am technically not a freelancer now, but I used to be a
Yeah,
freelancer.
yeah,
So basically, what I did is that I started working for the freelance around 9, and I will finish it around 5 if I'm doing the freelance. So that is my what we call that, my day sitting down, thinking of design for the freelance, and then I will stream during the night. So that's basically how I balance, and I will try to maximize my sleeping. At most I will sleep around 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. because I will live stream around 2 to 3 hours every day.
I see. So for Mr. Izzat, in the current pandemic era, definitely you need to work from home too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you collect all those information and data regarding with your research area? Um, uh, Definitely, we previously lah in this before this we go to someone to get good resources, or maybe if there's a book we look up for a book, and then
Yeah.
if it's available in digital copy, we go for a digital copy. So how do you handle that?
So for text materials, is mostly unchanged. Search from library and then use the subscription
Yeah.
to the publishers.
Mhm.
And also, there's a great way to gain research material for sometimes doesn't subscribe to certain
Yeah, that's
publishers.
territory. Yeah.
So I would suggest to use SciHub, which is they open up
Open
the
hub.
research world. They
Yeah.
open up the research world for everyone because they doesn't include paywall behind their uh, papers. Right. And then that is for text material. For others such as interviews, um, as other people who started doing interviews online. Just just recently, I did a meeting with my partners from the chemistry
Faculty
department.
of
Yeah.
yeah.
So mostly has turned into online communications.
Mm-hmm. Is it same goes to Miss Liyana? Currently, you're working from home.
My
Your mic is silent.
Sorry about that.
Muted.
No, I'm working at the office for the time being.
I see. I see. So we have a question here from Shatan Idris. I think this is directed to Miss Liana too. As a multimedia designer, do we must to be good at hand drawing or sketching? What if you are bad at hand drawing?
I got a lot of question about that actually, because a lot of my friends ask me, how can you be so good at drawing and all? In my honest opinion, how I learned it's kind of bad, but it's working for me. So what I suggest is that trace it. So basically, what you do, you take a photo, for example, and then you trace it. You learn to draw by tracing it. You
Yeah.
need to do that what I do is that I do that every day when I was younger. So I think it started to become like a memorized. So yeah, that's how I learn. You don't if you think you are bad with drawing, you can do that. That is what I'm suggesting. Doing the tracing method. A lot of people doing that tracing method. When they learn how to trace and then they slowly remove the trace and then they try to draw it on their own. That is what I'm suggesting.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
thing. Then you have to put in the hours. So if you put in the hours, then there's no reason you won't get good. You just have to put in a lot of your time towards practicing it. Divide your time according to your own schedule.
Yes.
And for design, I think it's better. It's always important to have a paper in front of you. So, like for example, some doodles, your papers here, and then
Mhm.
a lot of doodles like that. So
Back to
that
the
will-
notebook.
Yeah.
Back to
If
the
not,
notebook.
just have a piece of paper, a scrap paper, then you automatically your hand will start drawing as well.
Yeah.
And
Like Miss
it will-
Liana mentioned too, that we always need to have a notebook for
Yeah.
us to look
Yeah.
at.
That's the reason why you need to have the book.
Okay. Okay. We as a general, we as a student, we know that as a student we go to class. That's our daily routine, and for those who are workers, they go to the office, they do their jobs. That's their daily routine, and then get back. How about the daily routine for a researcher's life? This is a question from Miss Yuzi. I assume that being a researcher, what do you do? I'm asking, what do you do daily in your daily work? Is it the one you look up for a research paper and then you have to read, and then you have to find the key point here for your research? Or maybe what else do you do?
Hi, sorry, kalau basically it's what he just said. So I just went to the lab. Depends on the situation. Most of the time, I have to find a lot of research materials, compare and contrast the ideas, the theories that they put out. So we have to compare, contrast, and then try to apply it into our own topic.
Yeah.
For others, maybe we'll have to organize meetings with stakeholders, organize meetings with clients, organize meeting with the general public or someone or random people to gain other materials other than written or text materials. So we have we want to know the opinion of others about certain things and stuff like that, and also get opinions from experts. We have to get a meeting with them and so on, so that. And most of them is planning and going back and forth with your supervisor on the project, see how it goes.
So it's not that bad what we thought.
Hmm?
I think it's not that bad what we thought, and I
Yeah.
think to be a researcher, this is very suitable position for those who like to read.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, yeah. And then this is from Atif Aiman. For both of you, I believe you do more than what you did right now. Multimedia designer for Liana and research assistant for Izzat. What are the things that you do to related to multimedia?
You wanna go first?
You go first this time.
Okay. For me, Atif and me has been friends for since early UM, and we did many
2000.
things together. Yeah, and me and Atif, we are doing photography, wedding photography and videography. Our studio is named Diorama Studio. I think I can share some things. Wait,
That's great. I assume that that's your part-time job or side job?
Yeah, my side job. Can you see the Diorama Studio? This one?
Not yet.
Not yet. Wait,
We only can see the Amit.
Airmeet
Video.
only.
Yeah.
I see. Doesn't show up here. About this one right now? No.
Yes, we can see your Instagram.
Wait, there's my Instagram. No. How about this one?
Still Amit. Oh, that one.
Yeah, Diorama Studio.
Hidden again.
Yeah, hidden again.
Yeah.
This one? So right now, me and Atif are doing Diorama Studio with one other person and two other person. Firdaus and is from other faculty. And so far, this is our friend. We have done videos for this is a pre-wedding video.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can hear the sound here.
No, we cannot.
Okay, so this you can try and see from our Instagram, Dio Studio.
Yes.
So this is one of from your, I think from your batch as well, Fatin and Nadia.
No, our seniors.
Oh, your seniors, yeah.
One semester, 1 year senior.
So this is one we did for them. And then besides that, I also do some posters. Can you see this?
Yes, we can see that.
Yeah,
so this is part of your freelance job too?
Not really, because sometimes this is what you do as a research assistant. Your lecturers ask your supervisor us to do certain tasks and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I also right now I'm also doing how should I say I'm baking. I'm selling cheesecakes.
That's great.
As a side hustle. So if y'all want cheesecakes, call me.
Yeah, you can promote your Instagram too. Not only about Diorama Studio, you can promote Instagram too.
For cheesecakes, we just started. We haven't have an Instagram yet, but you can DM me on izzat@azri.kjht. Let's see if I can access again Instagram, because I'm using my friend's laptop because my laptop broke down, so I'm using his laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll link my account. Okay, yeah.
Sure, you can share the link in the chat box later. And definitely I'm really interested to know that you are now you have a company, and I believe that it's really encouraging for our student to be a young entrepreneur, not only not only a researcher. At the same time, you're very multidisciplinary talented. You are a researcher. You do designs. At the same time, you do your side business, which is the Diorama Studio. At the same time, you're baking too. So definitely, being a student is not the one. It's not only your job. You can do all around.
This is basically me trying to find myself. I have problem with myself because a little bit of sharing. During my study times, I was, should I say, lost. I have no visions whatsoever, and I was like a walking zombie. I just went to class, come back to class, sleep, and then wake up, go back to class. So after graduating and then hanging out with my friends, discussing, and then some of them suggested me taking care of myself and things like that, and then try to find myself, so that because I was having some mental issues. Okay, so they suggested me to go to psychiatrist and things like that. And so right now I'm on the path to find myself and trying many things, so to find out which one works for me.
Sorry to hear about that, and definitely I hope that all your current activities or maybe your current interests helps you to find the real who you are.
Thank you.
I do have a question from Muhammad Shafiq. This is our batch student. To Miss Liyana, how long did it take for you to get used to drawing with a tablet? Currently, currently learning on how to use it. Because
So, yeah.
we as a classmate also can see that Shafiq is the one who
Mhm.
sketch on paper. I mean, and we haven't seen sketch on the tablet yet. So
Mhm.
maybe you can share how do you try. I mean, like how do you change your behavior from sketch on paper? Maybe how do you change your drawing skill from paper to the tablet or maybe digital platform?
So, like I said before, don't like I said before, the tracing method is what I do. I take my I take my sketch, but actually this is a lot of not just me. A lot of illustrator also do this method. Actually, they draw first on the paper, and then they scan the picture that they drew, and then they put on the illustrator. After
Yep.
that, they just trace it. So the first thing that you want to learn how to use the drawing tablet, like I said before, tracing it, because after that your hand will get natural with it. So when in doubt, just trace.
I see. So starting from paper too, we scan and we transfer to
Mm-hmm.
AI and we do
Yes,
tracing from AI.
yes.
I
That is
see.
also the professional illustrator also do that too. Actually,
I see. I believe that Shafiq can follow that step too. Okay, for we have a final question here from Aida Fariha Baharun, analyst programmer from Public Bank Berhad, I believe. Okay.
Yeah.
We have another two question actually. Question to Izzat. So far, what is the toughest challenge when doing research, and how do you cope with that?
My toughest challenge is for me, for my masters. I didn't plan. That's why I advise you to plan, because from my own
Mm-hmm.
experience, I didn't plan. I just jumped into it, thinking that oh,
Yeah.
it's just another experience. But as far as I can see, you need to plan really well, because you are investing a lot of your time and
Mm-hmm.
your brain power into this.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my biggest challenges is coming with a topic that is challenging enough, and then that is suitable for the market, that is new or improve upon other projects. So for me,
Mm-hmm.
that is quite challenging, because I'm not saying, my friends say that I'm a perfectionist, but I'm not a perfectionist. I'm just picky. I just want what I want. I want. I want. So I multiple times I read something. I have an idea. I have a concept. I read something, and then I just discard it away. I come up with another idea. I didn't stick with one idea. I redo a lot. So
Yes, that's
that
such a waste of time.
yeah, that taxes my mind, and then takes away my time and makes it hard to progress on the research lah.
I see. So our last question here, from Hyushin So. She's a student from
uh-huh.
University Malaya, but she's not a student from multimedia. I'm not a
Okay.
student in multimedia. Where is the best place that I can learn about designing, maybe Photoshop or After Effects, other than YouTube? Maybe any one of you want to take, or
Okay.
maybe both of you can answer this.
So for me, other than YouTube, is that I can if you have a Telegram, you
Hmm.
can involve with some of the Telegram channel actually, because there are a lot of channel. You want to learn how to draw, go there. You want to learn how to use Unity, go to that channel.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a lot of seniors inside. They'll teach you. So one of during my study years, one of the subject that we need to do the multimedia programming. I believe
Hmm.
we need to use Unity.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
use that to my advantage. Open up Telegram, search for the channel that you specifically want. For example, you want Photoshop, like I said, you can do it. There will be a lot of senior teaching that. And also, I suggest that you open up Skillshare, actually, a website that
Yes.
teach. Skillshare helps
Ah,
a lot. I know it's
yeah.
like a lot, what we call it, a lot of YouTuber be like, open Skillshare if you want to learn that. It's help actually for what it is actually. So yeah,
Mm-hmm,
use that
mm-hmm,
to your advantage,
Hmm.
especially when it's
mm-hmm.
free.
Another way you can try to find this one very good and talented guy. I believe you all know him. He goes by the name Atif Aiman. Yeah.
Yeah, our friends
He's
over there.
yeah. He's quite good with Adobe products, and he's not kedekut to share his
Mm-hmm.
knowledge. Yes, if you have anything, just ask him, ask us, ask her, ask everyone around you, your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because not only you can learn from online, other people as well. Sometimes indirectly.
True.
Yeah. Just so you know, for our juniors, all of our seniors, and us
Mhm.
are also very friendly. You can ask anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
true.
we, as the first year student during our period as a first year, a lot of our friends are asking a lot of advices from them too. So now they are already graduated, and now we are seniors. You can ask, you can ask any one of
Just
us,
ask
or maybe
anything.
yes, you can ask them. So I couldn't believe that we have reached the end of the session today. So both of you, time is jealous with us. To sum up, can you both of you give advice or tips for juniors and other people regarding your field and future?
You go first.
Okay. So for me, for those who are struggling with their their study life, I encourage you to not give up. I am one of those students which sadly I am not graduating with my friends, but I know because there's a lot of problem happened to me also at that time. So,
Yeah,
but I advise you guys to never
give up.
ever give up. You feel like it's far away, but believe me, you can do it. You push it till the end of it. Okay,
Okay.
you start next.
For me as well, I'm not a very like I said to the community, I'm not the very best person to give advice or speak talk. But what can I say is don't be afraid of failure. Fail many times, and then you will learn many times, and you will learn different things. Don't give up, and to keep it short, um, if you put in the hours, then you will get good at what you want. Find
Yes.
yourself, find the things that makes you feel alive. Right now, the world is making, I know it seems a bit dark, but the world is making us look like a robot, act
Yeah.
like a robot. So it's all very predictable. So find the things that makes you feel alive, and most of all, the most important thing is be kind. Be kind to other people. Be kind to yourself. And if can, I would like to
Love
link
yourself.
you all to a very great speech from a famous bass player. Um, if you have the time, please listen to it. I linked it in the chat, so if you have time, please listen to that speech by him. He talks about the success and the importance of being kind.
Yep. I believe you guys punya resilience and perseverance makes who you are now.
Yeah.
Definitely, once you have started something, you need to finish it. You cannot leave it
Yes.
hanging there.
Yeah.
So thank you
Oh
so
yeah.
much.
One more time. One
Yep.
more thing. Be friend with your lecturers. And I
Oh
heard
Yeah.
yeah.
from past lecturers, from senior lecturers, from retired lecturers that our multimedia lecturers are one of the nicest lecturers
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
faculty.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Just be friendly, and then
mm,
be good with your lecturer. Let's say your lecturer
yeah,
asks you to submit your tutorial assignment, just submit it.
they all same
Okay.
boy, what?
Yeah. Just submit even though it's quite late. Even
Sorry,
you have
doctor.
already reached the deadline.
Sorry, doctor.
Just do it. So yes, like I mentioned just now, your resilience and perseverance what makes you are now. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you so much to Mr. Liyana, Aqilah, and Izzat Azri. Please give a round of virtual applause for our panelists today. Hope you guys all got the points, and it has been emphasized in our discussion today. Not to be forgotten, I'm representing myself and the team. We would like to say sorry for any inconveniences or mistakes from our side for this forum session. Thank you so much, Liana
Thank
and
you.
Izzat. We
I
wish you
was
good luck
actually
in your
thankful. So,
career. And
thank you
not
to
to
you too.
Yeah, sure, no problem. And not to forget, later we do have our MMA Valorant tournament, which will be had tonight at 8 p.m. until 12 a.m.
Yana ada, Yana.
So yes,
Not playing
so
this game.
all those our first year student, second year student, and any other one from our faculty can join this game. You may join us by scanning this QR code to the live stream, or you may go to the link /me/Valorant. Show your support to your friends. The more, the merrier. Thank you so much. everyone, for your time.
Bye.
Have a good day.